Hi, Dad. Message to a dad that was never there. You know, Dad, growing up, I always wanted you. There were times like I needed you. I needed to talk to you. I needed your advice. I needed that strong male presence. Daddy, did you know that when men know that your dad ain't around, they like to treat you any which way, like you're not worth anything on this earth. Like you're just another throwaway condom or sexual experience or just anything. Just used for money, time, experiences. Like, did you know that, Dad? Did you know that when you left me? Did you know that when you left me, that this was going to happen to me? Did you know that people picked on me year after year, time after time, month after month, reason after reason, all because you wasn't around? All because you didn't want to take on the responsibility of being a parent for me, just to be present at the very least, even if you couldn't afford it. Did you know that there were times when I had my parents' teacher evenings that you wasn't there and I craved for you to see my progression or failures or anything? And I thought sometimes if I acted out, if I acted bad enough, that you would be there. If I acted out, even if it wasn't bad, if I just acted out in some type of way, that it would trigger you to run to my aid and see that your child is just suffering so much without you, that you would come and save her or him. Where was you, Dad? Where was you? Was you in another country with another woman having your wild days and having fun? Or was you locked up? Or was you... Where was you? Just where was you, Dad? Like, where was you, Dad? What was you doing? How did you feel? And now, growing older, I don't know how to be with you. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know how to be a child to a parent that was never there. I don't know how to communicate with you. I don't know the things you like, the things that trigger you, that you just can't stand, because I never knew you. I still don't know you. Where are you? Where was you? Where are you and where was you? Where are you, Dad? Not just the mere man that you are, but mentally, consciously, where are you? Where was you? And where will you be? Like, Dad, I needed you when I first started dating, and I needed you when I was being picked on by friends, or when I was unsure and unsteady in the world and I just felt ungrounded. You was there supposed to be the one to ground me, to show me, to be the leader, to lead the way. But you wasn't there. You wasn't there and you're still not there. Not really. Yeah, I might be able to pick up the phone and call you. Yeah, I might be able to conversate with you because you're still in this earthly plane. But where are you emotionally? Or is it always going to be about what you want and who you need to see and where you need to go and what you need for your life? Where was you? Where was you to sacrifice sleepless nights when I was ill? And for people with proper disabled children, like all variations, where was you for the emotional distress? Where was you for the nights that child cried or I cried? Where was you to tell me it was going to be okay and don't worry, God will heal it? And like, where was you to protect, even just emotionally? Yeah, as parents, we can't do everything for our children. Yeah, as parents, we wish we could take away pains that our children are going through. And yes, it makes us feel helpless, but just the mere fact of you being there, holding a hand, giving a shoulder, Even not to cry, just giving a shoulder. Where was you? Where are you now? There's so many reasons a child needs their parent, and they need both. It's not just one. Where was you to give my mum a break so she wouldn't be so sleep deprived, nutritionally deprived, financially deprived, emotionally deprived? Where was you to ease that? So as a child, I could live in a happier home. Whether it's happy sometimes or not at all, I could have just been in a happier home. Respite. Fun days out. Being able to say, yeah, my dad's in my life. Men, sorry to say this, but you really don't understand the impact of not being around your child in their formative years. You think that later on in life, it's okay for you when you get sick and you need help to be there after you've gallivanted and done whatever you wanted to for years. Where was you? Where was you for first day of swimming lessons? Where was you for first days at church? Where was you for all of it? Where was you? No answers? Living your best life. The child doesn't understand that. Oh, you didn't have the money. You couldn't walk. Oh, you didn't have the time. You couldn't sacrifice. It's so sad for children and adults that have gone through it, through their childhood, to crave and want their parent and try. And even after being gone for so long, when they do finally return, the children have to then give you a chance, relearn you. And if they don't bow to your every demand or tantalize your ego, it's the problem. If you ask most adults that had neglectful parents or inconsistent parents, what is it that they wanted the most? It wasn't that dad, or even rich people, that their dads are away at work all the time. All the time, because they've got to make the money for the home. All people always say, I wish I just had more time with my parent. Spend all your life, men, raking in all this money, trying to, and you're losing the most valuable parts of life, and that's actual time in the formative years of your children. Those days you can't get back, and also the bonds you're not building, you expect to be strong and built by the time it's for you to get old and sick. Not having to do any work, any effort at any time, and then you just expect out the kindness of that child's heart that they should wipe your ass, that you never wipe theirs, that you should feed them and bath them in their old age when they never did that for the child. Like, if the child has a good heart and they're willing to do that, then that makes them a stronger person than you'll ever be. But if the child isn't willing to do that, how can you expect a stranger to do that? That's what nursing homes and stuff are for. And it's sad, because really children are supposed to be on, we nurture them for them to nurture us in our last days, if done right. Like, I don't want to waffle on, but Dad, I needed you. Dad, I wanted you. You were supposed to be my male best friend, Dad. You're supposed to be my protector, my guardian, and my leader. You're supposed to show me what a leader is, and what all of those are. You're supposed to show me in human form what that's supposed to look like, and you didn't. In the interim, now these other men that like to congregate and teach each other badness, or teach each other how to get what they want, just as long as it isn't their sibling or their kin, then it's okay to use and abuse others. But when it's theirs, it's a problem. Now you, Dad, you've been gone and you want this angel as a child. this individual that doesn't know what it looks like to be loved or cared for, and now you want that individual that you never nurtured or taught to come and look after and care for you. It's a wild thought. And if you never cared, then close your legs, because we all know what fornication leads to: STDs and children. So instead of being the statistic, continuously passing it around or acquiring it, leave it alone. Close your legs. Focus on your money. Focus on yourself. Develop your own character, your spiritual health, your mental health, your financial health, your every health. Dedicate more time to your children rather than your friends, or going out partying, or whatever you're doing. Even work. I'm sorry to say, as a parent, as a mother has to sacrifice her working time. A man should sacrifice his working time too. It shouldn't be one way and another, because at the end of the day, the children, it's not the other parent, the co-parent, or the whatever the other parent that you've created this life with, for them to do the work of everybody. It's for both the father to sacrifice time and energy and financial circumstance, everything, and the same for the mother. Everyone must sacrifice for the child to be nurtured correctly. It takes a village. Even if you don't like the parent, because trust me, there's a lot of people that don't like the parents of the children that they have to co-parent with. It's just about being amicable. It's about understanding that it's needed. And this is like common sense, where's the maturity and the wisdom? But you want to be a leader when all you can do is lead yourself down the wrong road. And the worst part of all of this is that men congregate, especially the ones that don't want to be around, and teach each other the ways of how to get away with not having to pay child support, how to get away with not being around until they feel like they need you. And they withhold other family members from raising this child as well and having a good relationship with this child. And I'm not talking about just me, I'm talking about in general. Those dads that like to abscond, don't do their part, they will then, I don't talk to that baby mum, or don't be around that child because we're no longer together or whatnot. It's just not on. When you was that child, because half these men were those children that grew up without a father, and they feel that because they were put under such distress that it's made them a diamond in the rough, and because they've prospered and made a few 100,000 or whatever, that's created a stable individual. This is then how we have all these supposedly high class men that have high incomes that don't have any emotional intelligence. Making money doesn't even mean you're intelligent whatsoever. Anyone can make money. It can be flukely done. But to have and keep and maintain and create a nurturing environment with that money, that is what a lot of men don't get. And it doesn't make you a high value man to have money. It just makes you a man with a lot of money. That's it. Your money can't buy love. Your money can't buy the experiences or the time back. So when you take all this, because the majority of men, it's either money or women, they need to learn self-control on both and learn how to balance the two. If you're unable to balance, then you have to sacrifice, and it shouldn't be at the expense of the child. That's it. The child would rather a parent, whether it's a mum or a dad, with less money and more time, than to have more money and experiences with no time with the parent. That is the crux of being a parent. It's called sacrifice. And it's more than just sacrificing your DNA. Daddy, where are you? Where are you mentally? Not just physically, but where are you to do life with? Also, if you want to be gone, you can be gone. But don't check up from time to time, because it's evident you don't care. And as the child, you see that. You see how the indirected, underhanded tactics are to destabilize that other home or the child's home. They see that. They may not say nothing. They take it on board. They internalize it. And then it eats away at them. On top of that, Daddy, did you realize that I felt like I did this to you? Like, I thought I was the problem. If I just acted right, if I just maybe acted out, if I did anything, maybe one day you would come back. Maybe you would see the hurt, the loss, and it would trigger something in your heart and your mind to correlate that I need you, Dad. I need you. I need you to hold me at night when I'm sick, or I need you to want to be there for me. What made me such a bad child that you didn't want to be around me, Dad? What could I have done as your child to make things better for you to want to be around? Because no matter what you say, Dad, I always feel like I was not wanted. I would always feel like I was the bane of your existence. What will it take, Dad? And if you don't love me, just tell me and I will go. And I will hurt. And I will grieve for the loss of having a parent that I never had. And having the parent that I did have. But don't be, one minute you're my dad, next minute you're not. Don't be, 1 year I am your dad, the next year I'm not. Leave me. Don't check up on me. Don't send your family round. Unless your family are going to be an integral part of my child. Of me. My inner child. Are they going to be there to nurture, love and direct me if you're not going to be there? Or are they just going to come in when there's a funeral? Or are they just going to come in when there's a wedding and just want to tout you about? What will it take, Dad, for you to love me? Poem for all dads that are not around. This does not include dads that have died. That's not their fault. They are unable to change that. But when you're live and kicking, even if it takes you 15 miles of walking for you to leave the day before to get your child, that's what it should be. It should be you taking initiative. It should be that if you really can't afford it and you're on a breadline like that, that you should help. It shouldn't be you stunting with bottles when your child should be going to gymnastics classes or extracurricular activities for them to be the best they can be. It shouldn't be you parading every next woman that you can get because you think that makes you the big I am. I'm so sorry. That it shouldn't be that, Dad. As your daughter, as your son, I'm telling you, I don't want that. That doesn't help me. Half of your DNA, half of you are neglecting, Dad. It's the half of you that you put in me, which is half of your DNA. But you want to look like the big I am with your bottles and holidays and this girl of the week and that girl of the week. But the other half of you that you were denying, that you conveniently forgot about, you're going to want to claim back in your latter years. But that part, you're not nurturing it. You're not caring for it. You're not letting it grow. You're not feeding in. What happens when you do that, Dad? It gets lost. So, Dad, whether it's a girl dad or a boy dad, Dad, where are you? Dad, where are you? Furthermore, when I needed to learn how to fight, I wanted that to be a bonding experience. As a boy, how could I teach myself? No. Dad, I needed you to teach me to pee standing up. Dad, I needed you to teach me the game. I needed you to show me how to love a woman correctly, how to be in society as a male. My mum couldn't do that for me. She doesn't know. She's not a man. No matter how many men she has in her life, whether it's dads, uncles, whatnot, it's different. I need my dad. Where was you to show me how to be a genuine friend to someone? Where was you to show me the lay of the land as a man? Where was you? What are you thinking, Dad? Dad. Father of the male species. I need you to understand. I need you to ruminate on this. I need you to change your ways. I need you to love me as your blood, as your DNA. And if you can't do that, walk away. Completely. Do not check up, do not be around, do not sit in the tinted car down the road from my school just to catch a snippet of a little bit of time. Just so you can ease that dad guilt, that human guilt, rather than change and be a better person. Just be away. Walk away. Let it go. Don't keep playing with my emotions and putting me into a further disarray. It's just not fair, Dad. And when it was you, if it was you, it hurt you too. Stop hurting and start healing. It's not hard. It just takes effort. Develop your emotional quotient, your EQ, rather than your IQ or your financial balance. Because in life, Dad, it's your meat sack that is needed more, as well as your emotional quotient. Things, they come and go. It's materialistic, but your time is invaluable. When you get that, you will get that the children need you more. And if it's a disabled child, even more so, because they get picked on a lot more. They're already living a lesser life. Save me, Dad, because I need you to. This is everything a child would think and say. Save me, Dad, I love you, why don't you love me? Save me, Dad. I need you to.